Alright guys, so we upgraded our fans to give this radiator a last ditch effort, and yeah, that fan's gonna kick ass. But we just did the heads on this thing, the head gaskets, and clearly there is a head leak, not a head gasket leak. And I'm starting to wonder if maybe there's a crack in the head, and when I retorqued them down, for putting new gaskets down, that crack got a little bit bigger. So it's 5:30 a.m. right now, and yeah, you can't, I've said it so many times on my channel, you can't let these things discourage you. This is what separates you from others. You're the one that's not going to get discouraged. You're going to go out there and you're going to tear it all down and fix it. Now, lucky for me, I'm kind of a hoarder, so I happen to have a spare set of heads that I've already ported. Hopefully it's only one head, but we'll have to swap everything over, and the valves for this are actually right there. We're not going to use those, so we're also going to hope and pray that the valves in the other head, after grinding and lapping compound to seat them in this head so they make a nice seal in the rings here, have any issues. That's what we're hoping. So if they do, whatever, all part of hot rodding. So that's on today's schedule. We were slated to go see Mr. Cory P so he could better align the charge pipes now that the intake has moved forward slightly. I did manage to get them on and the exhaust on and fired up, and that's when I discovered, hey, this thing is steam powered. So that's kind of cool. Not really. Didn't want to have to do that. Kind of wanted to do hood rat things. And we also need to tear everything down we just did, dive right back in and swap the heads, figure out which head it is first, and go from there. I think when I retorqued it down, it had to have, if there was a crack inside the head, one of the exhaust ports, it had to have went from a crack to like a little bit bigger of a crack, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, but the good news is everything is airtight. The exhaust leak I had from those V-bands, it used to drive me nuts because you could hear like tick, 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 tick. But you don't hear nothing now. You just hear the lifters going, which is kind of nice. So we're going to get back to that. All right. Well, we're going to do it. Let's do it. Alright, head's back off. And if you look at the valves down in there, bone dry, some sort of calcium buildup. Bone dry, you ain't gonna be able to see it right now. I'm gonna have to tear this thing down to show you. But either way, this was the culprit. And yeah, there must be a crack or hairline fracture in there somewhere. We gotta get the valves out to really see. Swap everything over to the other head, grind the valves, and also, polish them so they can seat good. Stick the head back on and retorque it back down and put it all back together and fire it up and find out. The other side I don't think has any issues, and all of these were like dry, except for that guy. So this is the head that had the leak. And if you look at the rings, you'll notice something on that exhaust port. You'll notice rust, and if you look down in there, some calcium buildup, and the rest, look fantastic. So couldn't find any cracks. Doesn't mean there isn't any, it just means my eyeballs couldn't find any. When I threw a straight edge on this, it did have leaks from here to here with a feeler gauge, but I used a 25 thousandths, or is that, no, I'm sorry, 2.5 thousandths feeler gauge. And was able to slide it under, but that's, I mean, that's so thin. It won't even focus on it. Either way, this is the head we're swapping over to. I gotta weld and get that stud out. It's already been ported by me, so I started lapping these valves in so that they'll have nice fresh seating surface. And yeah, I believe I've already actually decked this and checked with a straight edge and a feeler gauge. I mean, the finish looks pretty clean on it, so pretty sure I did. I'll double check it before slapping it down, but yeah, we're gonna put this head on, and if it still does it, the only thing I could figure is maybe the block needs decked. You know, I don't think iron warps. I didn't get it hot, so shouldn't warp, but you know, that truck motor has been through a lot of abuse, a lot, so you never know. The reason why, it's now the next day, but the reason why we didn't get this back on the car yet is because when I was taking the valves out, one launched into Narnia. One of the valve keepers just went flying into Narnia, and I literally tore apart this mess back here and like got on the floor and could not find it. So went to O'Reilly's, and they said they could have it next day. So it's just is what it is. You know, this head looks like it's never been hit by a machine shop before, so that'll be cool. Lower that compression. This one, you could tell it has because they stamped 2 thou into it. There's so many.
They're cold, dude. They're here for the deals.
Should spook them, dude. Oh, good morning, everybody. Alright, we are heading to Charles' house, aka Chuck. We're gonna bully him about, you know, not working on the Monte Carlo, stuff like that. No, not really. He's saving up for a dart block. He's not doing a great job at saving, but you know, that's his business. That ain't nobody else's. So what's really going on is he's building a pad under his barn, extra pad, laying some concrete. It's 46 degrees outside. My hands hurt. I'm from Florida. I'm not used to this cold. I know for all y'all up north that watch me, you're laughing right now. You're like, 46 degrees? That's shorts weather. Well, I'll have you know, I'm still in shorts, baby. But the upper extremities are gonna stay warm, all right? Except for my hands. They kind of hurt right now. So, yeah, we're gonna lend a hand to Chuck, finish up our heads. I ran out of welding wire, so I'm gonna borrow his welder to get this stud out. I'll just show you. But that's where we're doing. That's what we're going. All right, so today, the boys and I, don't you run away. The boys and I are gonna be mixing them in that mixer and adding an addition back here, filling in all this, So they got more room for activities. Chuck's gonna hang 1,000,000 lights, and he's thinking this is gonna be his like engine building area. He's gonna set it up real nice. I think it's a good idea.
68.
68?
Yeah, it started. It takes it at 68, coolants at 68.
Oh, dang.
So it wasn't very cool.
Dude, my motor's empty. I need some food.
You want to judge me by the whiskey on my breath. You think you know me, but you ain't seen nothing yet. Do you walk a while, a country mile in my hillbilly shoes? In my hillbilly shoes. You work all day in the muck and the mire, dance a little jig and a stomp by the fire. Ain't too much these boots can't do. Might even kick a little sense into you. Well, I'm going up Pickle Creek, going at a run, going up Pickle Creek to have a little fun. All men slip, they found some tracks. People saw them leave them, but they never come back. Oh, you don't know me. You don't know, you don't know, you don't know. Do you walk a while, a country mile in my hillbilly shoes? In my hillbilly shoes.
All right, so I managed to get these heads resurfaced on a piece of glass with some 220 grit, just, you know, good coarse, good enough for head gasket seal. I lapped the valves, got them looking good. I think this is gonna be a good deal here. If you're curious how I did that, order one of these Chinesium things off of Amazon. You can get these for like 20 bucks. It'll auto rotate for you. I start off with the heavy valve grinding compound, and I then finish off with the fine valve lapping compound. That stuff's by Clover. And I also picked up my valve retainers from O'Reilly's. Next week, we're gonna hope and pray that it seals up. All right, guys, I'll see you guys in the next one.